Hey guys, for today's video, I want to talk to you about an incredible philosophy which is called Stoicism. Now, practicing Stoicism will make your whole life better because it's an incredibly powerful philosophy. It's one that empowers you to live a better life. So, for those of you who don't know, Stoicism is an ancient Greek philosophy that's been around for well over 2,000 years, and it's been practiced by a lot of incredibly powerful and influential people throughout history. In fact, a lot of the founding fathers of the United States practiced Stoicism. It's just one of those things that great people oftentimes, whether or not they even realize it, usually live in accordance with Stoic philosophy. So in this video, I'm going to jump into some of the tenets of Stoic philosophy and how you can practice it in your own life. So the first thing that I'll get into with Stoicism is how it's all about self-mastery. And with that, I mean focusing on your emotions and not letting them affect you. So a lot of people think that Stoicism is all about being emotionless. So like not showing your emotions, suppressing them, ignoring them, not letting them affect you, that sort of thing. And I used to believe that too when I was a lot younger. But Stoicism is actually about feeling your emotions, but not acting on them. So it's basically about feeling them, but not letting them control you. So there isn't any ignoring or suppressing or anything like that. Stoic philosophers feel their emotions, they just don't let their emotions master them. Because if you force yourself to not feel the emotions, then you're going to be controlled by them because you're ignoring them. And when you ignore them, they're still going to affect you, you just won't realize it. So you have to allow yourself to feel them, just don't act on them. When somebody makes you upset, feel that anger, but don't act on it. Don't start yelling at them. Don't try to punch them or something if they really upset you. Just feel the anger, let it flow through you, and just keep going on throughout your day. Don't let it affect you. It doesn't mean that you don't feel it, it just means that you're not going to take action on it because you could often end up doing something that you'd end up regretting. So, Stoicism is about self-mastery. And then the second thing that a lot of Stoic philosophers espouse is not complaining. Now, in this, they mean not complaining about your life in general, and especially not complaining about things you can't control. Because there's no point. When you complain about things you can't control, it's really just a waste of time when you get down to it. Because all it is it's just you basically venting, feeling all these emotions about the situation or the object or whatever it is, but you're not making any change. You're not fixing it. You're not going somewhere else where it can't affect you. You're basically just becoming a slave to your emotions when you complain. So it's one of those things that it's not productive. It doesn't do anything good for you. And the Stoic philosophers understood that. So they would say, don't complain. If something is bothering you, see if you can fix it. And if you can't fix it, well then don't let it affect you and your emotions. Just move on from it. Go focus on things you can control. Go do something that takes your mind off of it, something that empowers you or makes you feel better. That's the way the Stoic philosophers thought, and I feel like that's incredibly powerful no matter where you're at in life, because complaining doesn't serve you. It's just one of those things. It doesn't help you or anyone else. So whenever possible, don't complain. Instead, focus on how you can fix the problem. Or if you can't fix it, then change your attitude about it. So the third thing that Stoic philosophers would say is you should try as often as possible to make yourself a little bit uncomfortable. They would literally practice being uncomfortable in small ways throughout their day. For instance, if it was raining outside, the Stoic philosophers wouldn't complain about it because you can't change the weather, right? So there you go. But they would actually go outside in the rain without any sort of covering, and they would sit in the rain and allow themselves to feel wet and cold and get buffeted by the wind. And they would, in a word, allow themselves to somewhat be a bit miserable just because they knew that feeling uncomfortable makes you a stronger person over time. As long as you can control that feeling of being uncomfortable, then it makes you stronger. A modern way of doing this would be taking a cold shower or something like that, where you're purposely in control of it and you're able to make yourself feel uncomfortable for a bit. This makes you so much stronger because it means that whenever life throws something big at you, you're going to be prepared, or at least more prepared than the people who don't do this, because you'll have constantly been making yourself feel uncomfortable in small ways throughout your day. It makes it so that you're better able to handle things. You'll have the emotional fortitude to handle anything that life throws at you. And a way that this is really important in today's world is that if you practice being uncomfortable as often as possible, that means you're constantly pushing yourself to be outside of your comfort zone. And that means that you're going to be more likely to take risks. And guess what? In today's world, there are a ton of opportunities out there. So if you're training yourself to get better at leaving your comfort zone, you're probably going to take advantage of many of the opportunities out there. And that alone will change your life in ways that you may not even know right now. So are you starting to see how Stoic philosophy can help you in your life? I hope you are. Basically, Stoicism is an incredible philosophy about self-mastery, and it will make your life a whole lot better. So just to recap, so the first thing is basically feel your emotions, but don't take action on them. And then 2, force yourself to be uncomfortable in small ways, as long as you're in control of it. And then 3, don't complain. Don't complain about things you can't control. Instead, change them or fix the problem, find a solution. So that's a quick summary of Stoicism, and I hope you start practicing it and seeing your life change for the better. I'll see you guys in the next video. Arrivederci.